Hi, everybody. This is Raquel Palmisi. Welcome to another episode of Wisdom Wednesday. It's very good to see you. Good to be here with you, whether you're here with me now or if you tune in later. We are occupying a sphere of beautiful spiritual energy, of light energy together. And we are recognizing that we're all very, very, very connected. These times often make us think that we are isolated, that we're separate, that we're so individualized, oriented towards our individualism. We forget that we're all really very connected. We're part of one big, call it protoplasm or matrix of humanity. We are all part of it, and it's easy to forget that and feel very alone. So let's not feel alone for these few minutes that we are spending together, because what I'm called to speak to you about is something very wonderful and very needed and necessary right now. And that has to do with embodiment. That's a word that gets thrown around a lot, I think, especially in spiritual circles. But, what does it actually mean? And how do we actually do that? What does it mean? How do we become embodied? And what does embodiment mean? Do you ever feel sometimes like you're chasing yourself around and you can't catch yourself? Do you ever feel like, I think I know who I am, but when I really look, I'm actually defining myself according to what other people want me to be, or what society thinks I should be? As an elder, I have all these check boxes that I'm supposed to check off. I'm not really supposed to be feeling like there's a 13-year-old driving this thing up here, but there is. So a lot of times we identify ourselves according to what other people or society or other aspects, sometimes our healers or teachers or doctors tell us we need to be, we need to become, we need to shift into something more reasonable, something that fits a little more. I think that in the fact that we're all connected to humanity in general, we are also no two snowflakes alike here. God didn't use a cookie cutter with us. We are very unique, each one of us. So what does it mean to actually embody ourselves? That's a actually big word, because first we have to sort of discover who we are outside of what people need us to be or think we should be. Who are we? And then we have to kind of figure out, who are we as human beings? Who are we as spirit beings? And who are we when it comes to the convergence of the human and the spirit that humanity in large part is undergoing right now? So these are big questions, but it's very important, because if you look at the state of the world right now, especially if you look at the state of our country, you can disagree with me or agree with me, but it seems that there's a lot of toxicity that is sort of rising up to the top. There are things being said that people would never have dreamed of saying. There are things happening that no one could imagine actually happening in our country and in our world. So in a lot of ways, that toxicity that has been sort of kept at bay for a long time through our laws and a lot of hard work by people, is rising up to the top, and the voices that support that toxic effect are very loud, very demanding, very demeaning of anyone that doesn't agree with them or believe in what they believe in. If you look at it from a spiritual point of view, from the point of view of creation itself, in which this is a tiny blip of time, if you look at it from that point of view, this is a process. As what has been hidden and doesn't serve us so well begins to rise up, and all the chaos and confusion and fear that it engenders rises with it, it's easy to get caught up in the maelstrom of it all. It's easy to get whipped around and ends up afraid or hiding or trying to ignore the whole thing, which plain people are doing, until it actually affects them. What we have to recognize is that as all that has been hiding rises up, what is underneath and pushing it up is something very beautiful, something that speaks of what we might call a new age, a new way of being. We are becoming. That is a much bigger proportion of the energetic in creation than that noisy stuff at the top. In order to promote that growth, that healing of our communal selves, in order to promote that, we have to become very grounded in it and not caught up in all the craziness and chaos that is acting itself out at the top of the heap. How do you do that? Well, it always starts with a breath, doesn't it? We take a breath often and we feel our hearts, and then we let go of the stuff that doesn't serve us, and we do it over and over until we feel that thick energy moving, until we feel ourselves extracted from the noise machine, and we settle downward, inward. The second part of getting grounded is the hard part, and this part is actually getting to know who we are. Who are you? What is your mission here? What are you meant to, what gifts are you meant to unwrap in this life and share with others in this life? Or share with your world? What is your passion? What excites you? What are you meant to embrace of yourself? As you think about this right now, who are you? You can feel your heart beginning to throb, maybe beginning to open, because we are looking inward. We are recognizing that there's something really important and really special about us. As I sit here before you, I feel that I have done the work of self-discovery to kind of admit that this is exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. And if I can share it with one person, 100 or 1,000 people, if that, however many people, takes that out and shares it with another 10 or 20 or 1,000 people, we're rolling. We're grounding goodness and faith in this human experiment. Who are you? Who are you really? And are you willing in every way to embody that being, that who you are? Are you willing to admit that you have these gifts? They're unlike anybody else's. They may not be normal. They may be something incredibly unique just to you. Your path may be a big wide freeway, or your path may be a little squiggly road that winds through the woods and discovers all the things and all the creatures that live there, and embraces them and brings them forth and shares them. We are communal beings. We are meant to share. But we're meant to share from a really real place, not a place of fear. So who are you? And are you willing to actually embody that knowing and ground it into the growth and that sector of newness that is pushing up the toxicity so it can be released? It's a lot of hard work to do this, and it will take a good number of us human beings that are not resting in the polarities and having fights. It will take a good number of us human beings who are willing to quietly do the work first of embodying the truth of who we are, and then turning that into some kind of expression. One person, 1,000,000 people, I don't know. Bless you for it. Bless us all for supporting that which is trying to manifest here beyond fear. So thank you. Thank you for joining me today. Lots of love to you.